Ladies and gentlemen, relationships define the quality of our lives. Whether in marriage, friendship, business, or family, they determine our joy, our success, and even our legacy. The power of a relationship is not in its existence, but in its function. You can have a relationship and still be alone. You can be surrounded by people and still feel disconnected. The question is not whether we are in relationships. It is whether we are in the right ones and managing them with wisdom. Everything in life rises and falls on relationships. The most painful experiences in life do not come from enemies, but from those we trusted. Betrayal is not possible without closeness. Disappointment is not possible without expectation. This is why wisdom in relationships is more valuable than the relationships themselves. Having the wrong person in your life can delay your destiny, destroy your peace, and distort your identity. But the right relationship will unlock your potential, accelerate your purpose, and multiply your impact. There are three kinds of people you encounter in life: those who add, those who subtract, and those who divide. If you surround yourself with those who add, your life will grow. If you walk with those who subtract, your strength will diminish. And if you entertain those who divide, your future will collapse. Wisdom is knowing who belongs where. Not everyone who started with you is meant to stay with you. Some people are seasonal, others are lifelong. Confusion begins when you turn a temporary relationship into a permanent one. We must stop measuring relationships by how long they've lasted and start measuring them by how well they are working. Longevity does not equal success. Some people stay married for 50 years and remain miserable. Some friendships last a lifetime but produce nothing. A relationship without purpose is like a vehicle without direction. It moves, but it goes nowhere. The greatest relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. You cannot love others if you despise yourself. You cannot give what you do not have. Too many people enter relationships seeking validation, not realizing that brokenness cannot be healed by company. If you do not know who you are, you will depend on others to define you. And when they leave, you will be lost. Your value does not come from who wants you, who stays with you, or who approves of you. Your worth is intrinsic. It was given to you before anyone had an opinion. A successful relationship is not built on emotions. It is built on principles. Love is not a feeling, it is a decision. Feelings change, but principles remain. If you build on feelings, your relationship will rise and fall like the waves of the ocean. But if you build on principles, honor, integrity, patience, understanding, your relationship will stand like a rock in the storm. Never negotiate your values for the sake of companionship. Never compromise your purpose to keep someone in your life. The right people will never require you to become less of yourself to be with them. The right relationship does not complete you, it complements you. Two broken people do not create wholeness. Healing must come before union, not after. There's a reason why a tree does not bear fruit in every season. Some seasons are for rooting, some for growing, and some for harvesting. Relationships are the same. Stop forcing what is not growing. If a relationship does not nourish you, strengthen you, or push you toward your destiny, it is not a relationship. It is a burden. Choose wisely, love deeply, walk courageously, because your relationships will shape your life more than anything else. Thank you. Relationships determine destiny. The quality of your relationships influences your success, joy, and legacy. The right relationships unlock potential, while the wrong ones delay or destroy destiny. Not everyone belongs in your life. People fall into three categories: those who add, those who subtract, and those who divide. Wisdom is knowing who to keep and who to release. Longevity does not equal success. A long-lasting relationship does not mean a healthy one. Purpose, not time, determines the value of a relationship. Self-worth comes before relationships. You cannot depend on others to define your value. Wholeness must come before union, not after. Principles over feelings. Love is a decision, not just an emotion. Successful relationships are built on principles like honor, integrity, and patience, not fleeting emotions. Recognize seasons in relationships. Not all relationships are meant to last forever. Just as trees bear fruit in different seasons, some relationships are temporary, and forcing them to continue only leads to burden. The quality of your relationships determines the course of your life. Nothing influences your destiny more than the people you surround yourself with. Your success, peace, and even your sense of purpose are directly connected to the relationships you cultivate. No one succeeds alone, and no one fails alone. Every great achievement, every downfall, every turning point in life is tied to a relationship, whether good or bad. A relationship is more than a connection. It is an influence. Every person you allow into your life has an effect on you. Some push you toward growth, others pull you into stagnation. Some bring wisdom while others introduce confusion. Some encourage you while others drain you. This is why choosing wisely is not just an option, it is a necessity. And history has shown us that no one rises or falls in isolation. Great leaders are built through the relationships they maintain, and great failures come through the relationships they mismanage. The right relationships have the power to open doors you could never open alone. A mentor, a friend, a business partner, or a spouse who believes in you can accelerate your journey towards success. On the other hand, the wrong relationships can delay or even destroy what you were meant to become. Many people underestimate how much relationships impact their future. They assume success is based only on hard work, intelligence, or talent. While those things matter, they are not enough. A talented person with the wrong influences will still fail. A hard-working person surrounded by the wrong voices will still be misled. Your relationships shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your decisions. The people you listen to, spend time with, and trust will either strengthen your vision or weaken it. One of the greatest mistakes people make is staying in relationships out of fear rather than purpose. Some remain connected to others simply because of history, guilt, or insecurity. They do not evaluate whether the relationship is helping or harming them. A relationship that once served you in one season may not be beneficial in another. Just because someone was meant to walk with you for a time does not mean they are meant to stay forever. Understanding when to let go is as important as knowing when to hold on. Every relationship is either taking you somewhere or keeping you stuck. If you want to know where your life is headed, examine the people closest to you. Are they challenging you to grow, or are they keeping you comfortable in mediocrity? Do they inspire you to become better, or do they make excuses for your weaknesses? The company you keep determines the person you become. This is why relationships are not just about companionship, but about destiny. The right relationship will not just make you feel good, it will make you better. It will refine you, correct you, and push you toward your potential. The wrong relationship will distract you, discourage you, and weaken your focus. Who you walk with determines what you will accomplish. People often say, I can handle bad influences. I won't let them change me. But influence is powerful, whether you recognize it or not. The people you associate with shape your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your future. You do not have to intentionally absorb negativity for it to affect you. Simply being in the wrong environment long enough will shift your mindset without you realizing it. Your relationships are either a ladder or a cage. Some will elevate you and others will trap you. Some will help you reach your highest potential while others will hold you back in comfort zones. This is why being intentional about who you allow into your life is critical. Destiny is too important to be placed in the hands of the wrong people. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. One of the greatest sources of frustration and disappointment in life comes from holding on to people who have already completed their assignment in your journey. Relationships are not just about connection. They are about purpose. Every person in your life serves a role. Some add to you, some subtract from you, and some divide you. The key to a successful life is knowing who belongs where and making the necessary adjustments without guilt. There are people who add to your life. These are the ones who encourage you, inspire you, and push you toward your purpose. They bring value, wisdom, and strength. When you're with them, you feel empowered to grow and achieve more. They challenge your thinking, hold you accountable, and celebrate your progress. These are the relationships you must nurture and protect because they contribute to your success and well-being. Then there are people who subtract from your life. They drain your energy, consume your time, and bring unnecessary stress. They are always taking but never giving. These relationships leave you feeling exhausted rather than fulfilled. They introduce doubt, confusion, and distraction. No matter how much you invest in them, they never seem to change. The mistake many people make is assuming that effort alone can fix these relationships. But the truth is, some people are not meant to grow with you. Holding on to them does not help them. It only harms you. If you are, the most dangerous category is those who divide. These individuals are not just taking from you, they are actively working against you. They bring strife, gossip, and manipulation. They do not celebrate your progress, they secretly resent it. They create division between you and your dreams, between you and your purpose, and even between you and other people who truly care about you. These relationships are not just unhelpful, they are destructive. Keeping them in your life can cost you opportunities, peace, and even your destiny. One of the hardest lessons in life is realizing that not everyone you start with is meant to finish with you. Just because someone was there in the beginning does not mean they're supposed to be there in the end. Some people are seasonal. They were meant to teach you something, to help you in a moment, or to push you toward your next level. But when the season changes, holding on to them can become a burden instead of a blessing. Many people struggle with this because of emotional attachment. They feel guilty letting go of long-term friendships, family members, or business partners, even when the relationship has become toxic. But wisdom teaches us that longevity does not equal purpose. A relationship that lasted 10 years but kept you in the same place is not better than a relationship that lasted 6 months but propelled you forward. The true measure of a relationship is not its length, but its impact. There's a reason why some people walk away from your life, and you should not always chase them. Some exits are divine. Some separations are necessary for growth. The wrong people leaving your life is often an answered prayer you did not realize you prayed. When someone walks away, let them go. If they were truly meant to be part of your destiny, they would not need to be forced to stay. Knowing who belongs where is a skill that will save you years of frustration. Some people belong in your inner circle, others should only have limited access. Some relationships require investment, while others require distance. The difference between a peaceful life and a stressful one is often the ability to discern who should be close and who should be far. Many people measure the success of a relationship by how long it lasts, but longevity does not always mean purpose. A relationship that has lasted for years without growth, peace, or fulfillment is not a successful relationship. It is just a long one. Time alone is not a measure of value. Some people remain in toxic marriages for decades. Some friendships last a lifetime but produce nothing but pain, gossip, or stagnation. Some business partnerships exist for years without progress. The real question is not how long a relationship has lasted, but whether it is truly working. The danger of measuring relationships by time is that it blinds people to their reality. Many assume that because a relationship has endured, it must be valuable. But endurance without purpose is not an achievement, it is a prison. A relationship should not just survive, it should thrive. It should bring growth, mutual benefit, and purpose. If a relationship only exists because of fear, obligation, or routine, then it is not a blessing, it is a burden. Some people remain in relationships simply because they are afraid of change. They say, we've been together for so many years, I can't walk away now. But staying in something just because of the past is a dangerous mindset. The past is already gone. What matters is where the relationship is leading you. If something is broken beyond repair, no amount of time can fix it. If a relationship is not serving your future, then its past is irrelevant. Successful relationships are not about endurance, but about alignment. Two people can stay connected for years and still be completely disconnected in vision, values, and purpose. Just because you started together does not mean you should finish together. Some relationships were meant for a season, not a lifetime. Holding on to something that no longer serves you does not honor the past, it destroys the future. The truth is, not every relationship is meant to last forever. Some were designed to teach you a lesson, to open a door, or to prepare you for something greater. When that purpose is fulfilled, holding on to the relationship only leads to frustration. Many people struggle because they refuse to let go of relationships that have expired. They think that because someone was important in one season, they must remain important in the next. But life does not work that way. A relationship that was a blessing yesterday can become a burden today if it has outlived its purpose. People must learn to evaluate their relationships not by time, but by fruit. What is this relationship producing? Is it bringing peace, wisdom, and growth? Or is it causing stress, confusion, and stagnation? If something is bearing no fruit, then its presence is useless. Imagine a tree that has been in a garden for 50 years but has never produced a single piece of fruit. Should it remain there simply because it has been there for a long time? Of course not. The length of time does not justify the lack of results. It is time to stop idolizing longevity and start embracing purpose. A short but powerful relationship is better than a long but meaningless one. A friendship that lasts 5 years and transforms your life is more valuable than one that lasts 50 years but keeps you in the same place. A marriage that lasts 10 years but brings joy, growth, and fulfillment is better than one that lasts a lifetime filled with pain and regret. A successful relationship is not about how long it lasts, but about what it contributes. Time should not be the measure, purpose should. Every relationship should be examined with this question. Is this helping me become the best version of myself? If the answer is no, then it does not matter how long it has lasted. It is time to rethink, realign, and if necessary, release. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. Too many people enter relationships looking for validation, approval, or identity, not realizing that no other person can give them what they do not already possess. If you do not know your own worth, you will depend on others to define it. If you do not love yourself, you will seek love in places that leave you empty. And if you do not value who you are, you will accept treatment far beneath what you deserve. Relationship does not complete you, it complements you. Many people have been taught to believe that they are incomplete until they find someone else. They think a relationship will fill the emptiness inside them, but this is a dangerous illusion. Two broken people do not create wholeness, they create more brokenness. No one can heal you, fix you, or make you whole except you. If you do not work on yourself first, you will bring your wounds into every relationship you enter, expecting someone else to carry the weight of your healing. Self-worth is the foundation of healthy relationships. When you do not know your value, you tolerate what you should walk away from. You settle for less than what you deserve. You cling to relationships out of fear rather than choice. But when you understand your worth, you stop begging for attention, chasing after people who do not appreciate you, or tolerating disrespect. You attract relationships that match the way you see yourself. The way people treat you is often a reflection of what you allow. The problem is that many people seek love without first developing self-love. They seek approval from others because they have not given it to themselves. They chase relationships to avoid being alone, not realizing that loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the absence of purpose, identity, and inner peace. When you are whole within yourself, you no longer need someone else to fill an emotional void. You enter relationships not because you are desperate for love, but because you are already full of love and have something to give. One of the biggest mistakes people make is allowing relationships to define them. When your identity is wrapped in another person, their presence or absence controls your sense of self. If they approve of you, you feel worthy. If they leave, you feel lost. But real confidence comes from within. Your value does not change based on who stays or who goes. You were valuable before they came, and you will still be valuable if they leave. No relationship should ever have the power to determine your worth. This is why personal growth is so important. Before seeking a partner, seek wisdom. Before looking for love, build self-respect. Before desiring commitment from someone else, be committed to your own growth. Your relationships will always reflect the level of wholeness you bring into them. If you are insecure, you will attract people who exploit your insecurities. If you are emotionally unstable, you will attract instability. But if you are strong, confident, and whole, you will attract relationships that reflect that same strength. People often think being alone is a curse, but sometimes it is a blessing. It gives you time to develop, to heal, and to discover who you truly are. Rushing into relationships without self-awareness leads to repeated cycles of heartbreak. The stronger your relationship with yourself, the healthier your relationships with others will be. You must be your own source of love, validation, and security. A relationship should be an addition to your life, not the foundation of your identity. When you know your worth, you no longer settle for less than you deserve. You walk with confidence, love without fear, and choose relationships that reflect the greatness within you. Many people believe that love is purely an emotion, but emotions are unstable. They change with circumstances, moods, and time. If love were only a feeling, relationships would collapse the moment emotions faded. The truth is, love is a decision, a commitment to honor, respect, and uplift another person regardless of shifting emotions. Successful relationships are not built on feelings, they are built on principles. Feelings create excitement, but principles create longevity. Emotions are important, but they cannot be the foundation of a lasting relationship. One day you may feel deeply connected, and the next you may feel distant. If your commitment is based on feelings alone, you will walk away the moment those feelings shift. But when love is rooted in principles, honor, patience, integrity, and selflessness, it remains steady even in difficult times. This is why strong relationships do not depend on passion alone. They depend on wisdom. One of the most important principles in a relationship is honor. Honor means recognizing the value of another person and treating them with the respect they deserve. It means speaking with kindness even in disagreements, being faithful even when tempted, and valuing their presence even when challenges arise. A relationship without honor will eventually crumble because dishonor leads to neglect, and neglect leads to destruction. Another foundational principle is integrity. Integrity means being truthful, transparent, and consistent. Many relationships fail not because of a lack of love, but because of a lack of trust. When someone is dishonest, unreliable, or inconsistent, the emotional bond weakens. A relationship built on lies or deception is like a house built on sand. Eventually it will collapse. Trust is not maintained by words alone, but by actions that align with those words. Patience is another principle that sustains relationships. No person is perfect, and no relationship is without challenges. There will be misunderstandings, conflicts, and moments of frustration. But patience allows couples, friends, and business partners to navigate those challenges without giving up. Patience does not mean tolerating toxic behavior, but it does mean giving people the grace to grow, learn, and improve. Impatience destroys relationships because it leads to unnecessary arguments, harsh words, and impulsive decisions. Understanding is also crucial. Many people listen to respond, not to understand. In relationships, real communication is not just about talking. It is about listening with the intent to understand the other person's perspective. When people feel understood, they feel valued. Many conflicts in relationships arise not because of major problems, but because of a failure to listen and understand each other's emotions and viewpoints. Commitment is another key principle that goes beyond emotions. Every relationship will go through difficult seasons. There will be days when love feels effortless and days when it feels like work. Commitment means staying faithful to the relationship even when it is not convenient. It means choosing to work through problems instead of running away from them. Relationships that last are not the ones that never face difficulties. They are the ones where both people refuse to quit. One of the greatest dangers in relationships is relying on emotions alone. Emotions are unpredictable. They can be influenced by stress, external pressures, and personal struggles. This is why people who rely only on emotions often jump from one relationship to another, constantly searching for a feeling rather than building something lasting. When love is rooted in principles, it creates security, stability, and longevity. Relationships require more than passion. They require wisdom. The strongest relationships are built on a foundation of honor, integrity, patience, understanding, and commitment. Feelings may come and go, but principles remain. And when a relationship is built on principles, it stands strong through every season of life. And a relationship cannot thrive without purpose. Many people enter relationships based on attraction, convenience, or societal pressure, but few take the time to ask, why are we connected? Without a clear purpose, a relationship can become a source of confusion rather than a place of fulfillment. Purpose is what gives a relationship direction. It determines whether a connection is temporary or meant to last, whether it will bring growth or create stagnation. Purpose ensures that the relationship is not just an emotional experience, but a meaningful journey. Too many relationships exist without purpose, which is why they often lead to frustration, heartbreak, or regret. Two people can be deeply attracted to each other, but still be completely misaligned in their values, vision, and direction. Attraction may bring people together, but it is purpose that keeps them together. Without shared values and a common vision, no amount of love or affection can prevent a relationship from falling apart. The purpose of a relationship is not just companionship, it is progress. Any relationship that does not help you grow is limiting you. A true relationship challenges you to be better, to think higher, and to move forward in life. If a relationship is not contributing to your development, it is distracting you from it. This is why choosing a partner, a friend, or a business associate should never be based solely on emotions. It should be based on alignment. Are you going in the same direction? Do you share the same core beliefs? Are you helping each other reach your full potential? If the answer is no, then that relationship lacks true purpose. One of the greatest mistakes people make is forcing relationships that have no clear destination. They invest time and energy into connections that are not leading anywhere, hoping that things will work out over time. But time does not fix misalignment. Clarity does. Before committing to any relationship, the question should always be, where is this leading? A relationship without purpose is like driving without a map. You may enjoy the journey for a while, but eventually you will find yourself lost. Many people fear asking deep questions in relationships because they do not want to disrupt the emotional connection. But a connection without direction is a trap. A relationship should not just feel good, it should be good. It should have meaning, goals, and an agreed on path. Two people who do not agree on where they are going will eventually walk in different directions. This principle applies to all kinds of relationships: romantic, friendships, and business partnerships. A friendship without purpose can become a source of gossip and wasted time. A business partnership without purpose can drain resources without producing results. A marriage without purpose can become a place of resentment and unfulfilled potential. When a relationship has a purpose, it can withstand challenges because both individuals know why they are together. They are not just holding on to emotions. They are holding on to a mission, a shared vision, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They support each other's growth, hold each other accountable, and create an environment where both can thrive. If a relationship does not have a clear purpose, it will either become a burden or a distraction. People must be honest with themselves about why they are connected to someone. Are they in the relationship because of fear, loneliness, or habit? Or are they in it because it is leading them toward a greater version of themselves? Every relationship should be examined through the lens of purpose. If it is not helping you move forward, then it is holding you back. The strongest relationships are not just built on love, they are built on purpose. Love may bring two people together, but purpose is what keeps them moving forward. Relationships should not just exist, they should make an impact. If a relationship does not align with your future, it is a distraction from your destiny. Relationships are one of the most powerful forces in life. They have the ability to build, transform, and elevate, but they also have the potential to break, limit, and destroy. The difference between a relationship that blesses and one that burdens is wisdom. When relationships are approached with understanding, purpose, and self-awareness, they become a source of strength and growth. But when they are entered blindly, driven only by emotions, convenience, or fear, they lead to disappointment and frustration. Amen. Come forth from our houses. And the key to successful relationships is discernment. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life, and not every connection is meant to last forever. Some people are seasonal, meant to teach a lesson or help you grow, while others are divinely placed to walk with you through life. The ability to recognize who belongs where is essential. Holding on to the wrong relationships out of guilt, obligation, or attachment will cost you time, peace, and even your destiny. True relationships are not measured by time, but by purpose. A relationship that lasts 10 years but keeps you in the same place is not better than one that lasts 6 months and transforms your life. Longevity without progress is not an achievement, it is a distraction. The quality of a relationship is not determined by how long it lasts, but by what it produces. At the heart of every great relationship is self-worth. When you know who you are and understand your value, you stop tolerating toxic connections. You stop begging for attention, forcing relationships, or settling for less than you deserve. A strong relationship with yourself is the foundation for strong relationships with others. When you are whole, you attract relationships that reflect your strength rather than your wounds. Love is not just a feeling, it is a choice, a commitment, and a discipline. Feelings fade, but principles sustain. Relationships built on honor, trust, patience, and understanding stand the test of time. But those built solely on passion and emotions collapse the moment challenges arise. Wisdom teaches us that emotions may start a relationship, but principles keep it alive. Above all, relationships must have purpose. A relationship without direction is like a ship without a sail, drifting aimlessly, never reaching a destination. Every relationship should contribute to growth, development, and fulfillment. If a relationship does not align with your future, it is a distraction from your destiny. In the end, relationships are choices. Who you allow into your life, who you invest in, and who you walk away from will determine the quality of your journey. Choose wisely, love intentionally, and never settle for relationships that do not align with your highest purpose. The right relationships will not just make you happy, they will make you better,